What's up, everybody? Kyle here at Let's Talk Wax, and today we're going to be taking a look at my top 25 Bowman Chrome Autos going into the 2024 season. Now, this is just my opinion, and I'd be interested to see who you guys really like going into the season as well in the comments. My ranks are going to be based off of my Let's Talk Wax ranking system, which is a subjective system that I rank my players through Elite through 6, Elite being the best and 6 being MLB bench platoon roll ceilings. I also have a Juggernaut ranking system that's more stats based, and the formula is down below under the Juggernaut ranking system. You can see kind of how that works, and there's also some more information in the description of this video. But let's go ahead and just jump in this thing on my top 25 Bowman Chrome Autos going into 2024. Kicking off this video, we have Luis Angel Acuna, who was recently traded to the New York Mets, shortstop, second baseman / maybe outfielder in the future. 21.8, played in Double-A last year, hits for a ton of average, has a ton of speed, but doesn't have much power. You can see he's got the lowest ISO on this list. Double plus athlete. He's more contact than average than power. He may never have impact power, so we'll kind of have to wait to see how that plays out. He hasn't shown it in the minor leagues, and his path's a little bit hazy in the New York Mets system. But he does, like I said, have a ton of speed. He led the list in stolen bases at 57, and he's got the lowest ISO, though, at 116. He's number 51 on my Juggernaut ranking system. He's number 2 on my Let's Talk Wax rank. His cards are about $75. They were right around 100 to like 115 last year, so they have dropped a little bit, and you can find him in 2020 Bowman Chrome. Next up, we've got Chase Delauter with the Cleveland Guardian system. Outfielder, 22.3. He's a bit old. Started in the Complex League last year and worked all the way to Double-A. He's got a very advanced approach. You can see he's got excellent K numbers. He's hit and power offensive profile. He hit 355 with a 173 ISO, so the power is there. It's not overwhelming, but it is there, and the hit tool is also there based on the 335 batting average. He missed a significant amount of time this past year in 2023 with an injury, but he did have a great season when he returned healthy, and he dominated the Arizona Fall League post-2023 minor league. So he's definitely a guy to watch in 2024. On the Juggernaut ranking system, he's number 19, and as a Let's Talk Wax rank of 2, his cards are right around $85. They've jumped significantly since his outburst in 2023 compared to where they started on 2020 draft release, but he is out of 2022 Bowman draft. At number 23, we've got Jackson Merrill, San Diego Padres shortstop. He's 20.8 years old, played between High A and Double-A this season, had 511 plate appearances, so a very large sample size between the two. He's got an excellent hit tool. He hit 277 this season, and he's also got a 295 career batting average, so the hit tool is there. Sub 20% career K rate, which is excellent. He may not stick at shortstop. He probably is going to have a third base look down the road, and his power is kind of going to determine his ceiling. I think you can see he's sitting at like a 167 ISO, hit 15 home runs and 500 plus plate appearances last year. So like I said, he's not showing dominating power, kind of like Chase Delauter is saying he's got a 173 ISO, but I think that how much power he runs into maybe next year in the minor leagues between like Double-A and Triple-A will kind of determine his ceiling offensively, but definitely a guy to watch. He's a big kid, around 6'2", 6'3", number 82 in the Juggernaut ranking system, a 1.5 on my Let's Talk Wax rank. He has a 2022 Chrome Auto. It's not a first auto because his first Chrome is in a different release, but it is technically his first auto, even though it doesn't have the stamp, and they're around $65 right now. At number 22, we've got another guy who battled some injuries last year, Amador, Colorado Rockies shortstop, 20.9 years old, between the Complex League and Double-A. He probably would have stayed in Double-A the whole year, but he did do some rehab assignments when he was injured. He only had 322 plate appearances, so very similar to Chase Delauter's 2023 season. He's got an excellent hit tool and an advanced approach. You can see his K numbers are the best on this list. K to walk ratio of sub 1 and then 11.4 K percentage, so really great K numbers. He's also got the best career K percentage on this list, so the hit tool is definitely there. And just like Jackson Merrill, I think the power here is going to determine Adiel Amador's ceiling. He hit 12 jacks in 322 plate appearances and did post a 208 ISO. So if he can continue to put up power and contact numbers and maintain that advanced approach into Double-A and Triple-A and do it again next year, I think his stock's really going to go up. He's number 20 on the Juggernaut ranking system, a 1.5 on the Let's Talk Wax rank. His cards have been right around $55 to $75 for the last few years now, and he's out of 2021 Bowman. At number 21, we've got Carson Williams, a bit of a stretch here. There may be some of you guys who don't think he belongs on a top 25, and the reason would be his K numbers. He does have the highest career K rate at 31.5, but he's got a ton of speed, power, and defense. He's got 3 really impressive tools. The hit tool is probably the shakiest, but he does have a lot of juice in his bat. So you're banking on the defense and power to kind of guide this guy through the minor leagues. Hopefully when he gets to the upper minors, he can cut the K numbers down. He's still very young, 20.6. It's not very often that players do cut their K rates down, but like I said, if he's got the type of power where it's going to be okay to strike out quite a bit, I think, at the next level. So he's definitely a guy to keep an eye on and see how he plays. In AA next year. It'll probably be between AA and AAA, and with the whole Wander Franco situation going on, there's really no telling, if we see Carson Williams at the big league level in 2024. They don't know if I don't know if he's going to play shortstop or not, because we've got definitely got Junior Caminero, who could be closing in on a third base role for sure. So it could get a little shaken up in the Tampa Bay Rays organization, and Williams will definitely be a guy to watch in 2024. Jumping into our top 20 is Colt Emerson. I think he's the youngest guy on this list. I tried to stay away from super young prospects and try to stick with prospects who are a little more closer to the big league level, but Colt Emerson's probably one that's pretty far away still, even though he had an amazing season, the highest season batting average of 374. He's 18.5. Like I said, very young, played between the complex and A-ball this year. He hit for average and put up a 176 ISO, so he's kind of in the fringy power range, not impact yet, but it's still there. He hit 2 home runs and 114 plate appearances. His K numbers are excellent, and that's what I really like about Emerson. He's got a 15% walk rate too, so advanced approach, doesn't strike out. The only thing here is the small sample size. Like I said, 114 plate appearances. It's could be a hot streak, but I really like the K numbers, and he's definitely going to be a guy to watch in the Seattle Mariners organization. He actually did panned out at number 6 on the Juggernaut ranking system, and sometimes the small sample size does inflate the score just because, it could be a hot streak, like I said, that he went on for 114 plate appearances. But in this case, I do think that Colt Emerson's going to have a pretty decent offensive profile. He's a Let's Talk Wax rank of 1.5. His cards are selling for around $130 right now out of 2023 Bowman draft. At number 19, we've got Colson Montgomery, Chicago White Sox shortstop prospect, 21.9 years old, played between the Complex League and AA this year. Did have some rehab stuff going on. 294 plate appearances, had a really good year. 287 batting average and 197 ISO. So he's very close to that 300 plus, 200 plus numbers that I like. We're going to see the next guy, Curtis Mead, actually did conquer that for his career numbers. But the 300 plus batting average and 200 plus ISO shows a pretty special offensive profile. But Colson Montgomery hits for average power. He's got really excellent plate discipline. He's got a career 15% walk rate, and in 2023 he had an 8.2 swinging strike percentage. So he makes a ton of contact, and he's got a very good approach at the plate, which is going to help him tap into some power down the road. He's got a very clear path in the Chicago White Sox infield because their infield absolutely stinks. So we may see Colson Montgomery at the major league level into 2024. Another reason why he's so high on this list. He is number 23 on the Juggernaut ranking system. He's a 1.5 Let's Talk ranky. And obviously a lot of people are into what he's doing. The numbers kind of speak for themselves because his cards are around $125 right now. And you can find them in 2022 Bowman. Now on to Curtis Mead. As we mentioned before, he is a 300 plus, 200 plus ISO hitter. He is a Tampa Bay Rays prospect, probably going to play some second base if he does get the call up, or maybe infield utility. 23.2. He's a bit old, played in AAA the entire year this year. He's had a call. He got called up last year. There wasn't much offensive there. He hit 258 with a 22% K rate. So nothing crazy, but nothing red flaggish, as like a 40% K rate or a .197 batting average. So he held his own, and we should see him pop maybe back and forth between AAA and the big leagues, depending on who's injured, who's healthy, or what they need at the time. I just don't know if there's a clear path right now for him to get reps every day. And if he's not getting reps every day, I don't think the Tampa Bay Rays are going to hold him at the major league level for very long. But definitely a guy that's got a huge offensive profile. Number 94 in the Juggernaut ranking system, 1.5. Let's talk Ranky. His cards are probably the cheapest they've ever been since release of 2022 Bowman at $30. So a pretty good offensive profile, like I said here, for a guy that's $30. At number 17, we have Jet Williams, who blasted through 2023, low A to double A. He's got plus speed and power. He's got an advanced approach at 18% walk rate on his career so far, so he's kind of like Colson Montgomery. He's even got a lower swinging strike percentage of 6.5, and with those K numbers, it put him at number 3 on our Juggernaut ranking system, and would also helped him is the age level. He was 19 playing in Double A. He's 20.2 years old now, but in 2023 wrapped up, he was still 19 playing in Double A. He did struggle in Double A over a small sample size, so he'll probably start the season in Double A. He's getting some outfield reps right now because I think they want this bat and this speed power profile in the lineup somehow, so they're going to move him to get some outfield reps so he could pretty much play anywhere. He's an athletic enough kid to get it done. Really special 2023 season. He is number 3, as I mentioned, on the Juggernaut ranking system with 1.5. Let's talk Wax Ranky. His first Bowman Chrome cards are out of 2022 Bowman draft for about $90 right now. At number 16, we've got Jordan Lawler, who did make his professional debut in 2023, but still holds his rookie status going into 2024 season. Arizona Diamondbacks shortstop, 21.7. Played between AA, AAA, and the MLB level last year. He hit 129 with a 30% K rate in 34 plate appearances, so it was a really small sample size, and he did struggle a little bit, but usually prospects don't have great first goes at the big league level, so he did hit well in the minor leagues, hit 278 with a 218 ISO. He's a career 291 hitter in the minor leagues with a 212 ISO, so there's a pretty good offensive profile there. I do think he's going to get a lot more time. The D-backs are really short one productive infielder, and it may be, Perdomo that goes to third and Lawler that plays short, or Lawler plays third and Perdomo plays second, or plays shortstop. And Lawler can pretty much play. He's good enough on the infield to play second, third, or shortstop. So I do expect him to get a lot more plate appearances in 2024. He's going to be a guy to watch. Juggernaut ranking is 13. Let's talk Wax rank is 1.5. He is expensive at 125, and he's out of 2021 Bowman draft. Now, before we go any further, if you guys enjoy my content and you want to help support the channel, be sure to check out my Patreon page. I'll put a link to it in the video description. I have free and exclusive subscriber content over there, including Bowman Chrome autograph checklist breakdowns for every release since 2019, Bowman team break guides for every release since 2020, a top 150 Bowman Chrome autos list, and a top 150 Bowman Chrome autos under $50 list, access to my Juggernaut ranking system for all minor league players in 2023, early access to my YouTube video info, and Let's Talk Wax articles, plus much more. You can find all the exclusive content organized in the Collections tab on my homepage, and if you want to check that out, I'll put a link to it in the video description. We're going to lead our top 15 off with James Wood, Washington Nationals center fielder, 21.5. He's got some of the biggest juice on this list, a 258 ISO in 2023 and a career ISO of 236. He is power and average bat, so he's a very well-rounded stick. He's got elevated K numbers. The only thing that kind of has me putting the brakes on James Wood right now, a 31.5% K rate, the highest on this list in 2023, but he's got exceptional speed and defensive upside for his size. He could be a very high ceiling player. Like I said, he's got the highest K rate, but he's probably got one of the highest ceilings on this list as well. Number 37 on the Juggernaut ranking system, 1.5. Let's talk Wax ranks. His cards are around $160 right now, and he is out of 2022 Bowman. At number 14, we've got Jason Dominguez, who has finally erupted. New York Yankees center fielder, 20.9, made his professional debut in 2023, hit 258 with 4 home runs and 33 plate appearances. So his numbers kind of his stocks soared significantly with his professional debut. He's got plus speed, plus power, plus defensive upside. He's really, I think, going to be a special player. but he did tear his UCL and he had UCL surgery. He's not going to be fully cleared until about the All-Star break, but he's taking swings right now from what I've read. So there could be a DH option for Dominguez. He's just not going to be able to throw a baseball for several months in advance. Had 40 stolen bases, a 1.6 K to walk ratio in the minors this year. He's number 22 in the Juggernaut ranking system. He is a number 1 on the Let's Talk Wax ranking system. His cards are $400. They're almost sort of getting back to COVID prices of where they were, but he's out of 2020 Bowman along with Anthony Volpe in that release. At number 13, we've got Matt Shaw, the Chicago Cubs shortstop, 22.3, played between high A and double A this year. Small sample size. It was his first professional season. He hit for average and power, great K numbers. The only thing that Matt Shaw may need to watch is his aggressive approach. He had a 2.77 K to walk ratio, so he does swing a lot, does put a lot of balls in play. He's a threat on the bases. He can play shortstop, but he's getting reps at third base as well because I think he's a pretty polished bat. Had a 357 average and a 261 ISO, so pretty special offensive numbers coming out of him in his professional debut. Look for him to probably start the season in AA, AAA, and maybe even receive a call up at some point in 2024. He's number 5 on the Juggernaut ranking system because his numbers were so good, and you can kind of see how the Juggernaut ranking system favors these smaller sample sizes of guys who perform well, like I said, over a smaller sample size versus guys who have kind of had their ups and downs across a career. So just keep that in mind with the Juggernaut. Some of these guys that score really high are some smaller sample size players. Let's talk wax rank of 1. He's an $85 auto out of 2023 Bowman draft. Roman Anthony exploded this season in 2023. Boston Red Sox center fielder, 19.6, worked all the way to AA from low A this season, over 491 plate appearances. He hit 272 with a 194 ISO, so he hits for average. He hits for power. The only two things that I want to mention about Roman Anthony negatively are 70% of his stolen bases were in low A, where they're pretty much a gimme at that level. And he does have some elevated K percentages. He struck out 24.2% of his plate appearances in 2023. Now, he does also take walks. He's got a 16.5 career walk rate and an 8.8 swing strike percentage. So he takes walks and he doesn't miss balls in the strike zone very often. He posted a 185 WRC plus in AA over 44 plate appearances, so AA did not slow him down at all. He is probably one of the top prospects going into the 2024 season because he was so good in 2023. So he may get some time on TV with the big league club. He's number 7 on the Juggernaut rank system. He's a number 1 Let's Talk Wax rank. His autos have jumped all the way to around $125 right now for a base auto out of 2023 Bowman. And 2023 Bowman's looking like one of the better releases in the recent future. So definitely a checklist to go check out. You can find actually the whole breakdown on my Patreon page. Within the video description, you can find that link, and I've got them for all the different releases throughout the year since 2019. At number 10, we've got Kobe Mayo, Baltimore Orioles, third base, 22.3, played between AA and AAA this year. Kobe Mayo could just flat out hit. 290 batting average this season with 271 ISO. He's got advanced to plate. He hits for power and average, and he's got some of the biggest juice next to James Wood on this list. Hit 29 jacks this season, so big power bat, just a offensive machine. Not really sure how he's going to pan out defensively. He may be a left fielder type, but the guy can flat out swing, and it's going to be kind of hard to crack the big league level in Baltimore because there's so many bats at that level. He could be a guy that uses trade bait, but he's got a huge offensive profile, huge offensive ceiling. Number 15 in the Juggernaut rank system. He's a number 1 Let's Talk Wax rank. His cards are around $90, and he's also out of 2021 Bowman, where we found a couple of players on this list coming out of that release, and it was probably one of the worst releases since 2020 Chrome, but there are some guys starting to pan out of 2021 Bowman. Breaking into our top 10 is another huge offensive profile with a little more defensive upside, Colt Keith Detroit Tigers, second baseman, 22.3, career 300 batting average, career 212 ISO. So he's a 300 plus, 200 plus guy. He did it again between AA and AAA, hit 306 and 246. He can just straight up mash 27 jacks, and he could be the opening day second baseman in Detroit. I've been talking about Colt Keith for several years now, and his cards are finally starting to take off. I don't know what took so long with this kid, but he's been hitting since the draft in 2020. He's number 4 on the Juggernaut rank system. He's a number 1 Let's Talk Wax rank. His cards are $150 right now, and they're out of 2020 Bowman draft. He would be elite if he had a little more defensive upside. That's the only thing really keeping him off the elite rank. So definitely got to watch in 2024. At number 9, we've got Noelvi Marte, who just held his rookie limits going into 2024. He had 123 plate appearances last year, and I'm pretty sure the cutoff for rookie status is 130 at-bats. So he was very close. 316 batting average, 140 ISO, and a 20% K rate at the big league level last year. So he did really, really well at the MLB level. He's most likely going to shift to third base with Ellie playing shortstop or Matt McClain, whoever they want to throw in there. They're just loaded up with shortstop. And he also could increase his power output in 2024 after kind of just adjusting to the big league arms. Last year got a lot of experience, hit 11 home runs, but I could see a little jump in his power output. Definitely a guy that you need to keep an eye on, and he's probably going to break camp with the team opening day. Number 65 on the Juggernaut rank. Number 1, Let's Talk Wax rank. He's a $100 auto out of 2019 Bowman. At number 8, we've got Pete Crow Armstrong, Chicago Cubs center fielder, 21.9, played between AA and the major league level this year. He really stunk it up in his 19 plate appearance sample size, but he's been a flawless minor league hitter. 283 this year with a 228 ISO. He has a career minor league batting average of 301 with a 214 ISO, so another 300 plus, 200 plus guy. The K numbers are a little fringy. He's got a 23.6 K rate, and you can also see does have a little bit of an aggressive approach with a 2.80 K to walk ratio coming in 2023. Now, I look to see Pete Crow Armstrong possibly break camp with the Chicago Cubs this year. You know, they had the big star Brennan Davis coming out of the 2020 Bowman, but, he never really panned out. He faced some injuries, and his bat just kind of went stagnant after his second or third year in the minor leagues. So Pete Crow Armstrong could be the new guy that they kind of, work in front of Brennan Davis, but definitely a guy to keep an eye on. Number 32 on the Juggernaut ranking system. Number 1, Let's Talk Wax rank. He's a $100 auto out of 2020 Bowman draft. At number 6, we've got Samuel Basallo, Baltimore Orioles. He's a catcher / first baseman. He is 19.5 years old, so he was at 18 for most of the 2023 season. Keep that in mind. The ages of these guys that I have are their current age right now today, not the age that they played several months ago at the minor league, 2023 minor league. So between low A and double A, 483 plate appearance. He hit 313 with a 238 ISO. You see a ton of red. It's all red but stolen bases because Basallo doesn't have a ton of defensive upside. He's solid behind the plate, but they've got Adley at the big league level, so I really don't see him catching. Could be a move to first base. There's so much, like I said, there's so much competition in Baltimore system. You've got Kobe Mayo, who's also playing first base. You've got Basallo, who's looks like he could be a bat that maybe even a little bit better than Kobe Mayo, which is hard to do. So not sure what they're going to do with Samuel Basallo, but he was the second youngest player behind Ethan Salas in AA this year. And the majority of his stats are from A-ball and high A. So he only had 16 plate appearances at AA, but he did make it to AA. But definitely a guy to keep an eye on. His stock is rising very, very quickly. Number 8 on the Juggernaut ranking system. 1 Let's Talk Wax rank, a 125 auto out of 2023 Bowman Chrome. At number 7, we've got Evan Carter, who had a lot of notoriety. Obviously, the Rangers won the World Series. He's 21.4, played between AA and the major league level last year. He had 75 plate appearances in the big league, hit 307 with 5 home runs and a 32% K rate and a 2.0 K to walk ratio. Now, it's kind of out of character for Evan Carter to hit 5 home runs across 75 plate appearances because he's not really known for having much power. At the minor league level, his lowest grading tool is definitely going to be his power, and he's got very good tools in every other area. But definitely a guy that most of us probably know about by now. He's already jumped to a $200 auto. I don't really know how much higher his Chrome Autos could go because I don't know how much better he could perform at the big league level unless he continues to do this over a larger sample size year after year, becomes, perennial all-star, things like that. So I don't know how much room we have left on the 2020 Bowman Chrome draft, the Bowman draft auto Evan Carter. But he's probably going to exceed rookie limits in 2024 for sure. Now, before we get into our top 5, I wanted to throw out a couple honorable mentions, guys that I really liked that were kind of hard for me to leave off this list. Tommy Sagasi, Owen Casey, Sidane Rafaela, Tyler Black, Drew Gilbert, and Brady House, guys that I really liked, but just didn't quite make the top 25. Like I said, be sure to put who you guys think I could have added to this list in the comments, or maybe guys that you like that weren't on the list. I definitely want to hear your opinions because, like I said, it's all subjective opinions and there are no facts in prospecting. Now, I feel like my top 5 are pretty no-brain prospects. I think these are guys that would be at least the top 4 for sure would be on 99% of collectors' radar for the 2024 season as their top 4. Ethan Salas may be debatable at number 5, but I think our top 4 guys are definitely in the right position for sure. We know Ethan Salas destroyed low A. He got promoted to high A and then double A, and he struggled after low A. He just struggled terribly with the offense, but at an age-appropriate level, he did do very, very well offensively in low A. I think the Padres tried to accelerate him based on his defense. He's very, very mature for his age, and he's got some very special defensive skills behind the plate, but the bat's just not caught up to double A yet. He was actually very bad offensively in double A, so I'm not sure what the Padres plan to do with him. And rushing him like that, but definitely didn't pan out offensively for Ethan Salas. But he's a guy who can hit. He just needs to adjust to the accelerated way that the San Diego Padres pushed him up. This is his first year in the minor leagues, 17.7 playing in Double A. So he'll learn. I think the learning curve is going to be pretty quick with him. But number 27 in the Juggernaut ranking system, he's an elite. All these guys are elite rankies, including Evan Carter, who is at number 6. $200 Bowman Chrome Auto out of 2023 Bowman Chrome. Junior Caminero comes in at number 4, shortstop / third base, 20.6, play between high A, double A, and the major leagues. In 2023, he had a 300 batting average and 200 plus ISO over his career. Huge offensive ceiling for Junior Caminero. The only thing that he does have is a very aggressive approach at the plate. He had a 2.38 K to walk ratio, but he did hit 30 home runs in 2023 between his 19 and 20-year-old birthday. So a ton of power, a ton of contact, and this is just a very special bat blooming in the Tampa Bay Rays system. He's number 4 on the Juggernaut ranking system, elite ranky, $250 auto out of 2023 Bowman Chrome. At number 3 is Wyatt Langford, who had the best offensive season in minor league baseball. He's number 1 on the Juggernaut rank system, but as I said before, he does have a very small sample size of 200 plate appearances. Went from low A to triple A. Had the highest ISO on this list at 317, which is just crazy. Hit 360, had a sub-1 walk rate and a 17.0% K rate. 10 home runs and 12 stolen bases and 200 plate appearances. He just absolutely dominated the minor leagues over 200 plate appearances. It's a small sample size, as I've said, so I'm really excited to see what Langford does in spring training this season, which has just started the other day. So keep an eye on him and keep an eye on what he does over the 2024 season. Maybe he could even break camp with the Rangers. I'm not really sure if they're going to take him with the big league club and not if he's not going to get at-bats every day. So interested to see what they're going to do there. Elite ranky, $350 auto out of 2023 Bowman draft. And 1 and 2 is Jackson Holiday and Jackson Chourio. The two Jacksons are usually majority number 1 and number 2 prospects on almost everyone's list. They're both very young. They both competed at the highest level of the minors this year at a very young age. They both had a ton of success. They're two different players, though. Jackson Chourio is built more towards speed and power, and I think Jackson Holiday is built more towards hit tool and just being an advanced approach guy who's going to hit for a ton of average, and his ceiling is going to kind of depend on his ISO, which I think he's going to grow into some power. I've watched him swing a lot on like Instagram and YouTube, and he's got some pop. He's just very young. Needs to get a little stronger. If he looks anything like his dad, he is going to hit a ton of home runs. But Chourio's got the pop right now. and the speed thing going, 22 homers and 44 stolen bases between AA and AAA at age 19. But Holiday definitely brings home the K number, or the K to walk ratio. Like I said, 1.16 K to walk ratio as a 20-year-old in AA and AAA, so it's pretty crazy numbers. 320 career average, highest on the list. Just two really big prospects. Chourio is number 16 on the Juggernaut ranking system, a $400 auto out of 22 Chrome, and Holiday is number 2 on the Juggernaut ranking system with an elite ranking of an elite ranking. He's got a 550 auto out of 2022 draft, and I think Chourio is definitely too low on the Juggernaut ranking system, but the K numbers kind of bit him in the butt with the 2.41 K to walk ratio. So, like I said, K numbers are pretty important in the Juggernaut ranking system. So, but I do think that Chourio should be higher. I think it's just kind of a flaw with the system, or the 2.41 K to walk ratio. I think there were some guys that ended up being superstars who had those sort of numbers. But he's very young, 19.9. No need to ramble on about those two guys because they're both elite players. As I mentioned before, I've got tons of really cool content over on my Patreon page that is exclusive to subscribers. You can join for free, or you can pay around $5 a month and get a ton of exclusive content and early access to all my video info and articles. So check it out. It's in the video description. I want to give a huge shout out to all my current level 3 Patreon subscribers. You guys rock. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. 2024 season is kicking off right now with spring training, and be sure to let me know in the comments who you guys like going into it. Y'all have a great day.